Hello, and thank you for coming to video number 4. This one is going to be about some HG or hyperemesis resources. I actually have a list, and I can't really see it because of the sunlight, but I have a list I've made, and I will be posting all of this in the description below it so you can actually click on the links. And this is just one of the things that I'll be sending out with some of my packages or information like that. It's just really basic. It doesn't have nearly everything that there is, and I'll go over it real quick. But I'm going to try to make this video quick. Most of my videos are going to be 5 to 7 minutes because, like right now, I have my grandmother sitting on the porch entertaining and chastising my 3 children, which is great. She's keeping them entertained, which is nice. And I got a protein shake. Hyperemesis recovery, man. Actually, that's one thing I want to highlight on real quick. I still have to take protein shakes every day, at least once or twice a day, because I struggle with losing weight. I struggle with eating. I struggle with being nauseous. And my youngest son is now 13 months old. So that brings me on to resource number 1. This is broken down into websites, blogs, Facebook groups, and books. And like I said, this is not nearly as comprehensive as I could get. It's just a really good starting point, and from there you could branch off into so many areas. We live literally across the street from the train tracks. Okay, so Hyperemesis Gravidarum resources. Star Strong runs this. She's an HG survivor in CVS, which is cyclic vomiting syndrome, activist among many things. She is a plethora of information. She focuses a lot on the aftermath, meaning that just because you pop your kid out doesn't mean that you're going to magically be better. Like, we like to think that. We like to hope that. We count on the day when we can eat again. But I think far too often women discover that I can't eat normally right now. I'm not who I was. I'm probably never going to be who I used to be. And she kind of helps you through that. And she has a website called HG Before, During, and the Aftermath. Again, this link is going to be down below, so just look for it. Right there, she has a lot of information on how to distinguish between morning sickness and hyperemesis, and just anything you can imagine. To go on from there, Vanessa Pack runs this next one. She is behind-the-scenes activist who helped save me personally, Rose Momma. That's me. The Ayden Rae Foundation. And this stems off of a lot, and I will actually have a whole video just dedicated to Vanessa and her organization. But they have branched out their website to have multiple areas where you can have forums and discuss and deal with the plethora of things that come after you have hyperemesis. I mean, like HELLP syndrome, for example. They'll deal with that. They'll deal with the preeclampsia that happens before that. They'll deal with, I don't know, just the damage that malnourishment and dehydration causes. I mean, there's so many things that happen to us because of hyperemesis. It's not like you just get hyperemesis and, oh, that sucks, you threw up. But it can permanently damage many aspects of your life and your body. And Vanessa is kind of gearing towards helping people understand that and helping the women cope with that. And it's just great. From there, one of the first resources I ever found when I was pregnant in 2013 with my second son was helpher.org. Lyle Brooks actually used to work there. I don't know if he still does. I probably should be more up to date on that. But he was one when I was pregnant in 2015 along with Vanessa. I remember in one night I was laying in a hotel room in bed. I thought I was going to die in this hotel room when I was, 18 weeks pregnant with my third son. And it just, yeah, that's really emotional. They called and talked to me. They helped. They cared. So those are some organizations and some people you can kind of directly go through. Help Her is really cool if you want some up-to-date information and studies going on. And if you want to know why you're getting HG, why it's happening, they are working to figure out that answer. as well as helping women through it. There's an area on there specifically designated towards, medical professionals. And in fact, any doctor or nurse I come across, I say, hey, I want you to join this. I want you to get up to date, because the only way we're going to see change is if you know what you're doing with this and you help us. It can't just be the mothers advocating for ourselves. We need those medical professionals advocating too. It cannot just be us, because we are sick and dying. It cannot just be us. So also help her, and I know Starf has an area on it too, on how to be a caregiver to those with hyperemesis and how to deal with it. That's going to bring us on to the next part. This video is going to be a little bit longer just because of these. This is blogs. Ashli wrote several books. Here's her blog, which was made into one of the books. Actually, I have it right here. And I'll get into this next. That's Hyperemesis Gravidarum.blogspot.com. This is kind of an older one. It's back from like 2003, 2004, but it's really good information, and it's back when hyperemesis just wasn't spoken about. I mean, it just wasn't. So she's really good to speak to. I'll get into more of that in just a minute. And then Jenny is somebody who I know personally, and there's one other mom's blog on here that I want to add. I just couldn't get in touch with her today to get the exact link on it. But they have the Mizas.blogspot.com, which is MIZAS. Again, all this will be linked. She is really a testament to faith and to persevering through so much. So much. Just, her story is one of those that I think can really inspire people. And she's dealt with way more, a hell of a lot more than hyperemesis. Yes, I just cussed. Okay, and then I did a blog for a while called rosemomma.wordpress.com, which is Rose Momma blog. I did that, and I was doing weekly updates until I basically got home from Kansas City, which was the time when, I was left to die, literally. So, I came back and kind of secluded myself. Eventually, that'll be updated too. Now, Facebook groups. I know all y'all have a Facebook. So, there are some groups, and you can ask like Star and Vanessa. There's groups specifically for the daddies or the husbands or the fiancés or the boyfriends or the lovers, whatever you may call yourself for the hyperemesis woman, where us women who are suffering are not allowed. So you can go in there and you can vent about how much of a bitch your wife is being and not get judged for it. Because face it, we get cranky when we're pregnant and it sucks and we're dying and we're sick, and you know what, it's not easy on the daddies either. But these ones are for women. So there's HG Christian Moms, which is Hyperemesis Gravidarum, Catholics and non-Catholics. Christians, that's one of my favorite groups. It's very strongly pro-life. It's a great place if you want to come and just vent and pray, and Susie admins that, and she is so knowledgeable. She will respond to you. She's amazing. Like, I love that woman. Let's see, and then there's HG Before, During, and the Aftermath, which is run by Star, and she has several groups that branch off of that. So once you join and kind of get into it, there's some areas you can go off of that and kind of get more in depth, like for instance, cannabis use, things like that, which are amazing for hyperemesis. Any negative comments on that, and I will delete them. We're not going to debate this on this video. And then from there, one of the first groups I ever found when I was pregnant with my second son, which also the Christian mom group was that was one of the two groups I had, is HG Warriors. Again, all these are going to be linked. That was a really good group for me. I found a lot of support, a lot of like-minded mommies, and just, I have maintained those friendships. 4 years later, I'm still communicating with these women because we battled it together. And it's a large group. It's a great group, and that one has a lot of pro-choice people in it. So if you're a mommy who's kind of gone through that area of life or had to endure that, that's a place where you can go and, if you've had a termination because of hyperemesis and that's something that you're struggling with, you can go there and talk about it. And they have a very strict, the pro-lifers who are, I guess, like to call murder and scream and be hateful and mean, they're shut down. That's a safe place. And, to move on from there, Help Her support group from helpher.org. They have their own little support group too, which is amazing as well. And then there's HG and Depression, which is ran by Vanessa. That's off the Ayden Rae one, and that is specifically for being depressed with hyperemesis, which is really common. And then from there is a very, very small, and if within any of these groups I've mentioned, you can probably be added through one of the members. There's a very small group of moms who have suffered miscarriages because of this, who, have had to kiss our babies by because of hyperemesis, and it sucks. So that's 40 women in that group. It's very close knit. Okay. Lastly, I'll mention the 3 books that I personally have read. There's many more, I guess not many more out there. There's several being made right now, and there's a couple more out there. And there's blogs there have been blogs that have featured women and their stories and stuff, but these are the ones kind of dedicated. The Chronicles of Nausea, A Diary of Hyperemesis Gravidarum by Ashli Foshee McCall. This one comes off her blog I was telling you about. For instance, and there's some nice religious references in here too. Thursday, February 5th, 2004. I'm feeling somewhat better. I'm still sick, but no throwing up and no more Hershey squirts. Man, I haven't said Hershey squirts since high school. Perhaps there's a reason why. Anyways, I ate dinner last night. It was the first meal I've had since getting sick. It's still hard to eat, so I try to watch TV during meals. It helps me to ignore the food. This is just, it's kind of a diary. It's just a diary of what she went through, and it's cool. And she talks kind of about before and after, and Star's really good on that, as talking about, how vibrant her life was, and then now how she's coping with the aftermath and the struggle of hyperemesis. And I know she's working on a book, which I cannot wait to come out, and Carissa is helping her with that. Another book by Ashli is Beyond Morning Sickness, Battling Hyperemesis Gravidarum. If you are pregnant, if your wife, your mother, your best friend, your daughter, your sister, whoever it is that has hyperemesis, please, for the love of God, get this book for her. I'm not kidding. Get this book for her. Read it yourself. Give it to her. I don't care if you have to go sell some clothes, something. You can come up with the money. Get this for her. I cannot stress that enough. This book, I carried this with me everywhere when I was pregnant with my second son. I was 17 weeks pregnant, being bullied into a termination because the doctor said I shouldn't still be sick at that point because of outdated information on hyperemesis. This doctor didn't know what a Zofran pump was. She didn't know what a midline was. She didn't want to do anything other than kill my child because she couldn't figure out how to treat me. I had to advocate for myself, and this book gave me the tools and the fight I needed. This book helped save us. And, I went on, I changed doctors, and the doctor I went to was amazing. Her name's Mackie. She's out of the Via Christi Network in Wichita, Kansas. She was great. I would bring this book into my appointments, and I would bookmark it. I still have a bookmark in here from 2013 that I saved with a Band-Aid. And she would read it with me, and she said, okay, yeah, we'll try this. Yeah, I like the idea of that. And if she couldn't do it, she found somebody who could. All right, hold on. All right, give me just a minute. All right, I'll be right out there. So I got to finish this up real quick. But anyways, this book has amazing information on it. Beyond Morning Sickness. Please, please, please get this book. If you know what is good for you with hyperemesis, please find a way to get this book. Yes, it's older, but it is a good book. Please get this book. Next, if you have kids, I strongly suggest this one. Mama Has Hyperemesis Gravidarum, but only for a while. It's a kid's book, and again, there's kids' books being worked on right now. And this one kind of, talking about how mommy can't get out of bed anymore. Mommy's sick, how she's in the bathroom throwing up, and he's scared because he hears the retching sounds. How mommy screams at him to get out because he's making noise. Or, she has an IV in her arm. How the nurse comes over and helps mommy and they're crying. Or you fast forward, she has her little Zofran pump You know, it kind of normalizes this for kids. And at the end, you know, they're preparing for a baby. It's going to be okay. And for kids, that's really scary. I've had my then 4-year-old come up to me and ask me if I was going to die and if the baby was going to die. So, you know, hold on. So that kind of helps. Yeah, the book makes us all cry when we read it. Whew! But no, that's a really good book for kids. It kind of helps. Okay, hold on. Put that up, please. It really helps explain what's going on with mom and reassures the children that it's not going to last forever. You know, it's okay. Mommy's going to be okay. We're going to get through this. And I think kids need that because it's really, really scary. And in future videos, I will be doing videos specifically on medications. I'm not a doctor, I'm not giving medical advice. I will be talking about what I used and what worked for me personally. I will give tips and information on how to help with your children, how to help survive this trial of staying in hospitals, you know, whatever. I spent 3 months hospitalized this last time, not to mention the months bedridden. You know, I'll be talking about, you know, tips for caregivers. So, you know, just kind of tune in with us. I'll be doing a video a day. So, God bless you. Thank you for watching that. And I'm going to go hug my babies tightly because lots of emotions today. Lots and lots of emotions. God bless you.